Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hey guys, this is Grant for Brutally Delicious with another slice of weird and wonderful, this time in the form of Tracy Bonham's forthcoming album, Skies Too Wide. But, Tracy Bonham's not metal, I hear you cry. Well, neither was the 30 tracks of porn music that I reviewed the other week, but after that review and being just 10 minutes of incessant dick jokes, it's open season on everything for me. Plus, there's a reason Tracy's Grammy-nominated track Mother Mother was recently used to score a film scene of somebody's leg being cut off. There's an unavoidable darkness to a material that definitely appeals to a lot of heavier music fans, me being one of them. It's not all Satan and blah, is it? Now, for those that don't know, Tracy is a classically trained violinist that took a look at the indie rock scene of the mid to late 90s and thought, I'm having some of that. And she's been doing whatever the hell she wants with her musical talents ever since. So I'm going to give you the highlights on this album because the songs that I've omitted, they're not bad songs. I'd just be repeating myself in relation to some of the points that I'm making and some of the comparisons I'm making. So let's get stuck in. Something to Feel opens the album. We've got beautiful, thick, throbbing bass lines and free-flowing piano to set it all off, with some beautifully scattered lyrics that have got just a hint of malice in the delivery. Like this beautiful kind of witchy vibe with that kind of energy of Stevie Nicks with that little bit of pain of Billie Holiday combined, like smiling through anger or pain. Musically, in this track, a lot of the changes are reminding me of the Beatles, but I can't quite put my finger on why. And we're going to come back to that feeling later on in the review. Next up, I'm going to take a look at Dear God, Should I Hit Send? We've got, again, really, really classical structure in keeping with Tracy's core influences, and the progression's just teeming with inspiration. In the press release, she admits herself that there's a huge Chopin influence on this track, and she's combining it with some really strong Kate Bush style vibes, and I'm not just talking about vocal prowess there and songwriting ability, but attitude as well, because she's really not taking herself seriously here at all, and it's nice to listen to. Musically, there's a militaristic feel in the use of the drums, and combining that with the lyrical themes, there's some clear political and societal undertones. I mean, the song is a stab at the carelessness of the social media generation, so, there's a few choice names that would stand out that maybe shouldn't be hitting the send button. Next up, Jumping Bean. As I understand it, this is a re-record of an earlier song, but I'm not familiar with that original, so I'm just going to take it on face value. This is a very, very free-spirited track. It's happy, it's upbeat, not lyrically, but just the whole vibe of the song. If you imagine Suzi Quatro singing Nancy Sinatra, it's got that kind of unbridled happiness with just a little bit of demure to it. At this point, I have to address the fact that I'm loving the weirdness of what I'm listening to. Anybody that's listened to my reviews will be familiar with my fuck genres narrative, so safe to say, swinging around wildly between styles and influences is drawing me in, and it's keeping me in with this album. Gotta have a quick mention here for the unadulterated sass of the track Don't Dick Around With My Heart as well. This one's preceded by a little piano lick with more than just shades of a really familiar piece, and can I remember what the piece of music is called. I'm pretty certain it's Chopin again, but I can't say that for 100% certainty. As soon as anybody hears this track, you'll recognise the little bit that I'm on about, and I mentioned before that I was going to come back to it. This album does this a lot. It's just certain little licks and progressions and what have you, and beats, all of it. It's just tickling you with familiarity without quite going, this is something else entirely. And keeping with that, Whether You Fall, it's another slice of delicacy, and musically there's like a little judder that comes from the piano and the bass, if I could call it that. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a discordant feel to what's being used, not in like a deliberately out of tune sense, but just these subtle little clashes between the instruments that are emphasising the pain being conveyed in the vocals. I'm going back to that familiarity again because there is something driving me fucking mad about this vocal pattern. There's something in there that is so familiar that I am genuinely going to lose sleep trying to remember which song it is that I know this little progression from. Keep an eye on the comments because in about 3 days' time I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. and scream the title of this track into the night, and I will put it on there. Safe With Me closes the album, and that witchy style that I mentioned earlier elevates itself again in the vocal style. Thematically, it's the kind of song you expect playing during a reluctant wedding ceremony as a bride stares at a long-lost love in the back row, or it's his ghost standing there, or something like that. It sounds a little bit like I'm trying to be funny, but I guess what I'm getting at is that there's a really dramatic, it is a musical theatre style to the vocal delivery that makes you get engaged with every word and every little change and every bit of emotion that's being conveyed. A lot of double tracking on the vocals as well, so you can imagine like a chorus of people singing it on a stage. It's a beautifully weird way to close an album, and I love it. I'll summarise this album like most of the back catalogue of Tracy Bonham that I have heard is a bit of a reminder that there's no joy without despair, no of euphoria without pain, and it does it really bloody well. Tracy's had a lot on her plate during her music and career, so an album that is beauty and anger fused into something greater than the sum of its parts, I think is how I would describe this. It's difficult times trying to be delivered with a smile of, I'm going to keep fucking going. This is Grant for Brutally Delicious. Bye.